Here with Hudson O'Neal after kind of a crazy night at Dubuque, multiple cut tires for you. Kind of take me through your race and how frustrating was that, I guess?
It was definitely frustrating. You know, Ricky kind of had some bad luck, and then I was like, all right, we're in position here, and then we have a flat. And then we drive back up through there, and I felt like, you know, we were right there, right outside the top five, and have another flat. So just, it sucks. You know, you work hard and you try and put yourself in position, and something you can't control happens. And, you know, I wasn't the only one. There was a bunch of us had flats, but, oh well, we rebounded for a top five right there at the end, and it was a decent point nights for the XR deal, and we'll move on to tomorrow.
Have you seen a race with so frequently cut tires and not really like one main piece of debris causing them?
Yeah, you know, I've seen a couple throughout the years, but they don't come very often, and I hate that it ruined a pretty good race, because I felt like the racetrack was shaping up to be really good, and it was at the end. I mean, coming from the tail for two times, we raced all over.
Yeah.
I thought the racetrack turned out to be pretty good for the future, and you just hate to see so many flats like that ruin a good race.
It seemed like everyone pushed that momentum of like this race is getting really good, and then someone would have a flat and kill it, and the next pair would have to figure out how to race each other for the lead. How difficult was turns 1 and 2 throughout the night? It caught a few guys during qualifying. I think one of them had knocked him out of the heat race. What did you think about that at this racetrack?
I made a bunch of mistakes on it in the feature. Coming from the tail, I couldn't quite run it right, and I'd hit about one every 2 or 3 laps, and then after we came in, we made a little adjustment, got a little bit better to run up there. But I don't know. You know, I thought the cushion was probably dominant all night, but it was tricky to run, and it got big at the end. But the bottom came in really good, and we made some hay there too. So shout out to them, but hopefully they can get this situation figured out with all the flats.
And I gotta ask, and I think you were more ticked at yourself on Saturday night with what happened there and just the mistake you made to give Bobby a chance to pass you. But do you agree with kind of the call of going off the transponder loop, or are you a guy that wants to see a finish line stay, I guess, static and consistent?
Excuse me. I'm not sure, honestly. I have mixed emotions about it. I feel like really they made the right call, because I don't feel like they had a perfect flag stand shot of it. You know, everyone was a little bit off one way or the other and you know, none of the angles were perfect. So I feel like they made the fact-based decision as far as they knew that he was 0.02 or whatever it was ahead of me at the flags or at the line, and I felt like, you know, they made the best decision they could that with the most facts they had. So, but like I said, I'm not real worried about the whole finish line deal. You know, I would never try and make it that way, especially after the mistake I made. You know, I think that if I wouldn't have made that mistake, there would have never been that situation. So, you know, I take it upon myself, and it was my mistake, and try not to do that again.